Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Jedi. So in today's video, this is going to be more for the football fans and the people who asked me about why I talk so much about the hand sizes. Because I posted on my Instagram about Joe Burrow's hand size, Kyler Murray's hand size, Mahomes' hand size. Because as a quarterback, your hand size really matters. So if I were, honestly, my friends and I, we were just talking, and it got to a point where things kind of got out of hand, where we said, hey man, Joe Burrow's size is like 9 inches, and everybody's like, whoa, it's pretty funny. If you get that, then you clearly understand comedy. But it's more like the hand size. So the way that they measure it in the NFL is from the tip of the thumb to the tip of the pinky, and you got to be at least like 9 inches or something to barely make it. And I think Joe Burrow was like 7.5 or 8. So people are kind of like saying, hey man, dude, small hands matter too. It's not anything that's weird. Like, why does it matter if you can just throw the ball or if you can run the ball? Why does it matter what your hand size is? I will explain to you today. So I brought my friend who is of football. So I'm going to be explaining to you guys why hand size matters. So as a quarterback, the way that most quarterbacks grab the ball is they have the pointing finger right at the ball, so you can really add that flick. So when the ball spins, you got that little you have the spin action, so you can get that nice spiral. But with most quarterbacks, they like to have their hand there, and then you'd have your middle finger on the first lace, and then you just skip laces all the way through until you have a really nice firm grip on the ball, and you just look through and you just follow it, right? So with the hand placement, why this really matters is because of the fact that your pinky is the last finger touching the ball, so that's where when you let that flick go, your pinky's the last guy that's going to touch it, and your thumb, it's going to be the one that's going to be pressuring the ball. So if you pressure it nice and tight, then you get a really good grip on it. And if you can really get it low or high, it all just matters on how well you're going to get that spiral. So you really want your thumb to be right in the middle, and you want your middle finger and your thumb to be literally like opposite of each other on the ball. And we're going to have the 4 quadrants, and you're going to have your pinky and your thumb like that. So that is basically how most people like to throw the ball. Now, when you have smaller hands, this gets a little bit more tougher. For example, if I were to have my hands like this, and I'm leaving space, but if my hands were a little bit smaller, then getting that full flick, that full rotation is really hard. You're probably going to have a little bit more of a wobble, or you won't have an entire spiral. So that is basically why hand size is very important. So if you guys are going to talk about hand size, and if you say, hey man, your hand size doesn't really matter, remember that is why, because it's all about the way that you grip the football, and people aren't going to be able to poke it out of your hand as easily. So that is why hand size is really important. So remember, your size does matter. So make sure you guys remember that. And next time your friends ask you, what's your size? Say, my size is, and then boom. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye.